Hello and welcome to another video, and today I'm going to talk about how to get huge triceps. I'm talking freaking huge. Now, as a powerlifter, you may think that having big triceps isn't really important to me, but you couldn't be further from the truth. Essentially, the bigger my triceps are, the more strength potential I have there, and therefore the bigger my bench press can get. And plus, let's face it, having huge triceps is pretty cool. Now, I'm sat outside the gym as we speak. I'm about to go in and do some squats and bench press, and then I'm going to follow that up with some tricep hypertrophy work. So I'll show you the footage of that. I'll show you kind of my my favorite kind of go-to tricep superset at the moment, and then I'll do a bit of a commentary and I'll give you my top tips. So enjoy. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to try and keep the video nice and concise, and I'm going to give you my top 6 tips to grow your triceps. So what you're seeing me do here is a tricep superset consisting of overhead tricep extensions using a dumbbell, and then almost like a close grip bench press, again using a dumbbell. Now this takes me nicely onto my first tip, and that is that you need to hit your triceps, you need to work them from different shoulder angles. A lot of people make a big mistake whereby they always do cable pushdowns, or they always do the same exercise, and therefore you're never moving your upper arms. Now, without going into too much detail, your triceps consist of 3 heads, and you work those heads differently depending on where your upper arm is set. So you need to combine doing stuff with like an overhead position, doing stuff with your arms out in front of you like perpendicular to the ground, and then doing stuff with your arms by your side. By doing that, you cover all bases and you ensure that you're getting a full kind of tricep development. Right, next tip, and that is that volume is key. You could do the best tricep workout ever, you could do it perfectly, but if you do not do enough volume, or you are not increasing that volume over time, you simply will not grow. You will not get the results because there is no kind of progressive overload happening. And that takes me on to my next point. Progressive overload, of course, underpins everything. Again, you could have the perfect workout, but if you do the same perfect workout over and over again, each week, and you don't increase it, you don't change the weight or the reps or the set patterns or whatever, you will not progress, you will not change. You've got to increase the weight or increase the volume in some way over time, otherwise nothing will change, and if anything, you'll stagnate and you'll start to go backwards. Next tip, you need to vary the exercises. Just like you need to vary the position of your upper arms, the kind of shoulder angle, you need to vary the exercises you do. The worst thing you could do is just pick one exercise and do it all the time. Your body is very, very good at adapting. It will look for any chance it can to adapt. And obviously if you do the same thing all the time, the stimulus is lessened and you will not improve as much as you would if you were varying your exercises. So obviously don't do a different thing every time you go in the gym. But kind of maybe pick 3, 4 or 5 exercises that you like and just kind of rotate them on a week-to-week basis, and you will find your results improve significantly because obviously you're having to adapt that much more. And with that, change your rep ranges. Don't always do your kind of your standard 10 to 12 reps. Some weeks do some heavy stuff. You can get down to kind of 4, 5, 6 reps really heavy, and other times go up to kind of 10, maybe even 15 reps. Again, just to keep the adaptation happening, keep things different, if anything, just to stop you from getting bored, to make it a little bit more fun. And then next up is frequency. Now, if your volume is increasing each week, the frequency is kind of irrelevant. However, when you get to the point where you need to do a lot of volume, if you're only doing triceps once a week, you're obviously going to struggle to get that volume in. No one wants to be in the gym for 3 hours doing triceps, so increase your frequency. Now, protein synthesis kind of lasts properly for about 24 hours. After that, you are good to go again. So if you're only hitting your triceps once a week, you are essentially wasting time. You could be doing it 2, even 3, maybe even 4 times a week if you kind of space it out properly. So like I said, volume is key. Volume does underpin things, but it makes it a lot easier if you hit your triceps 2 or 3 times a week, because you can spread the volume over the week and you don't need to go berserk in each session. And finally, and probably most importantly, is food. Now, you could do everything I've just said there perfectly, set out perfectly, but at the end of the day, if you are not in a slight calorie surplus, or even if you're in a calorie deficit, you are going to find it very, very hard to get bigger triceps. If you are new to the gym, you've never been there before, then you'll be fine for the first few months. However, over time, if you are not eating enough food, then quite simply you are wasting your time. There's only so far you will get, and you will eventually plateau. So if you're looking to get massive triceps, simply put, you need to eat loads of food. And that is pretty much that. I tried to keep it concise. I hope that worked for you guys. If you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. It means a lot to me. If you want to see more of these kind of tip bodybuilding style videos, then let me know. And I will see you tomorrow.